guys, back with another video. And the Champions League ended yesterday, as we know. And so I want to talk about the Champions League overall view. I didn't make any predictions at the beginning of it, but I just wanted to go over, since like last year we obviously talked about the round of 16, quarters, semis, and final. So I thought, why not do that starting off the group stage again. So it's Group A to Group H, as we know, and there were some big surprises. So to get started, Group A was Napoli first, Liverpool second, Ajax third, and Rangers fourth. Napoli and Rangers obviously both tied with 15, but Napoli was undefeated until they lost to them. Ajax third, 6 points only, and they're both against Rangers. 16 goals conceded, only 11 scored. I thought they could beat Napoli, but obviously at the same time, no one thought Napoli would have done that well. And then Rangers, I think, if I'm right, they're now technically the worst team ever in the Champions League. They conceded 22 goals and scored 2, and lost to every team in that group, and at least lost once to by a lot to each team. Like, think about it, they lost 3-0 to Napoli. They lost 7-1 in the fourth game against Liverpool. 7-1. Even 4-0 to Ajax. Like, especially after last season, how good they were. They beat Dortmund in the quarters, if I'm right. I think those quarters are around 16. They went to the final. Yeah, they went to the final. I totally forgot. And then they lost to Frankfurt in the final penalties to Frankfurt. So, man, were they really bad. So, yeah, like, we'll see what happens. But they also lost the title. They're losing the title, I think, to Celtic. So, not gone well since really Gerrard's left. I mean, it has gone well, but since the beginning of the season, not good. So now let's go to Group B. Porto. This was a big shock. Porto first, Club Brugge second, Leverkusen third, and Atletico Madrid fourth. I thought Atletico Madrid at least finished third. They finished bottom. I thought Leverkusen could be like a dark horse at the tournament because they have a lot of good young players with an exciting squad. They finished third. And Club Brugge and Porto went through. Obviously, Club Brugge kind of fell away in the end, getting 2 draws and a loss 4-0 to Porto. But they did beat Porto 4-0. And then Atletico only got 1 win. And they tied to Leverkusen. And then they lost to Porto on final day. They tied to Leverkusen. I think it was 2-2. They tied to Club Brugge. They lost twice to, I think it was Club Brugge and Porto maybe. And then finished tied with Leverkusen, but lost because of like goal difference maybe, or something like that. Yeah, they lost because they had more goals against, 1 more goal against, and yeah, very bad from Atletico. And it's funny how Carrasco missed the penalty, and then when the other guy shot to get the rebound, it hit off him. So he definitely did not want Atletico Madrid to win that game, because that was funny. But should Diego Simeone maybe be sacked because of this? Should they get a new manager? I know he's been there for like 11 years, 10 years, maybe more. But like, that was really bad. Just saying. Now we go to Group C. Bayern first, 18 points. By the way, I forgot to put the it was 12, 11, 5, and 5 for the last group, like Porto, Club Brugge, and 5 and 5. Bayern topped this group, only conceded 2 goals and 18 points, every 1 win. Then Inter, 10 points, got through. And then Barca, the shock defeat. I knew that Barca was not going to wait for this, because if you can't put that many players who have never even bonded and somehow think this is going to work, and also I still think that they shouldn't have been able to sign that many players. I didn't think it was fair, and it was a bad decision, because now they're out of the Champions League. They're going to the Europa League again, with 7 points, the same as last year. Inter 10. I think they actually won. They won 4-2 in the final game against Victoria Pleasant. We actually see more goals than Rangers, 24, but they scored 5, but almost half of those goals came in the final game. So yeah. And yeah, I thought they could have been a bit better Pleasant, but they were never going to get out of this group. So yeah, Barca, shock defeat. At least out. Then we go to Group D. Tottenham finished top with 11. Frankfurt 10. Sporting 7. And Marseille 4th with 6. This was the most tense group before the last two games. It was like 7 for Sporting, and then they lost. They lost 3 of the final 4, and then tied against Tottenham. Tottenham won the last 2. They won 2 and lost, tried 2, draw 2, and then Frankfurt won the last 2, and then Marseille lost the last 2. And yeah, it could have been so good for Sporting. They could have gone through. They definitely could have gone through. They were leading with 2 games to go, but they lost 3 of the last 4. You can't do that in the Champions League when you got this tight of a group. So, I mean, it's their own mistake, and look how good Benfica's doing. So, yeah, like, not good from them, at least at the end. And then Marseille, they could have gone through. They almost did beat Tottenham, but I think what was they lost to Tottenham 2-1. I think like the dying efforts, and they could have been point, and then Tottenham was still gone through, but Frankfurt would have gone top. And then Frankfurt also did really bad. Great catch up, getting 2 wins in the last 2 over Marseille, maybe over Marseille, maybe in Sporting. So very good from them. So yeah, a bit of a shock there. Then we go to Group E. This was another very tight group. We had Chelsea topping with 13, Milan second with 10, Salzburg third with 6, and Dinamo Zagreb 4th with 4. So this one was also very tight. Chelsea actually lost, like I think it was the second or 4th game. No, the first game. Yeah, it was the first game. They lost to Dinamo Zagreb, and then if Milan lost, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was to Salzburg. Then they would get knocked out. So that was very tense. Salzburg was actually in that spot, but then Milan won, I think, against Salzburg. Zagreb, and then they won against Salzburg, I think. But very close group, and I thought maybe Salzburg could have maybe gone through. They got through last year, so it could have gone through. It's close, but no, they didn't get through, but they were close to, very close, only 4 points off, and they were ahead of Milan going into that game. So yeah, now we go to Group F. We got Real Madrid first with 13. They obviously lost to Leipzig. The second to last game, 3-2. Leipzig second with 12. Shakhtar the next third with 6. And Celtic 4th with 2. So another bad Scottish, not bad, but a bad performance. I didn't think they were going to get out, but I think they could have finished ahead of Shakhtar considering how many players Shakhtar lost. I think they definitely could have gone through, maybe into the Europa League spots. But Real and Leipzig, they were never really going to finish ahead of. So yeah, Shakhtar, they could have maybe, but again, I didn't think so because they were going into the Champions League with fewer players than usual. So yeah, that's something. So yeah, no real surprises. Maybe Real losing to Leipzig once, but not that big. And Real also tied to Shakhtar. So I mean maybe, but still, they still finished top. We got our final 2 groups left. We go to Group G. It was actually, the Copenhagen were not that bad, actually. Man City finished top with 14, Dortmund second with 9, Sevilla third with 5, and then Copenhagen 4th with 3. Copenhagen actually got 3 draws against Man City. Yeah, surprising. Sevilla and Dortmund. So, pretty good from them. Dortmund actually tied the last 3 games. And Man City tied 2 of the last 3. So yeah, it was a pretty mad group, but it was close for getting the second, but we all knew that. Man City was definitely going to get first. It was mainly between Dortmund and Sevilla lost to Man City in the final day. So yeah, and then Dortmund tied. So I mean, there wasn't like a lot, but yeah, not bad group. And then we go to the final. I think this one was a really shocking one. It was Benfica topped it. Because if you want to hear a crazy stat, they tied both games that Benfica and PSG played. They tied 1-1. Same goals for 16. Same goal against 7. Same goal differential, 9, and same points, 14. But Benfica finished out of PSG 14, and they technically both finished 14. I think a lot of people don't know this. Benfica is undefeated. They have only 3 draws currently, and the rest they've won. They finished top of PSG, and they didn't even lose to Juventus. Juventus were horrible. Horrible Juventus was. 3 points, 1 win over Maccabi Haifa. And the Maccabi Haifa beat them the second game they played. Although technically they finished ahead because Maccabi Haifa had 21 goals against, while Juventus only had 13. But if Maccabi Haifa did win, like a tie maybe against one more team against PSG, then they could have gone through. But Maccabi Haifa had a pretty terrible last 2 games. They lost 7-2 to PSG, and they lost 6-1 to Benfica yesterday. So it's been a tough ride for the Israelis, for the Israeli team. But great fight, good winning into Juventus, 2-0 win. And then yeah, I mean they just did the best they could. I was hoping for them, especially after they beat Olympiacos going into the qualifying rounds. It was a good game. I liked it, and good showing from Maccabi Haifa. But yeah, that's all the groups. The most shocking is probably Benfica finishing top. What else? I mean, obviously Group D, how intense that was. Barca getting knocked out in 3rd. Atletico finishing bottom in 4th. Porto, Club Rouge almost stopping at Rangers, doing as bad as they did. What did you guys say in the Champions League? I thought it was a fun ride. And then knockouts coming soon, maybe predictions. Also maybe Europa League. If you guys want to see Europa League, Conference League, like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.